Hello to everybody, my name is Andrei Kureichik. I'm Belarusian playwright, director, and politologist, Yale World Fellow 2022, and you are on my YouTube channel, English version of my channel Alternative Blogvision, which is devoted to Belarus, Ukraine, and Russia relationships and news. And today we shall talk about the visit of Vladimir Putin, President of Russia, to Belarus. Actually, it's quite extraordinary visit because during the last 3.5 years, Lukashenko and Putin met a lot of time, maybe more than 15 times. And all that meetings were held in Russia, in different places of Russia, like Sochi, Moscow, St. Petersburg. Putin never crossed the border and never came to Belarus in the last more than 3 years. So this year is quite unique, and this visit is quite unique. He came not alone, he came with the Minister of Defense, with a big delegation of people. He bring agenda of integration of Belarus and Russia into one state. Actually, it's quite a long agenda. If you don't know, more than 15 years ago, Lukashenko and in that time, even Yeltsin, it was more than 15 years ago, they started a process which called Russian-Belarus integration into one state, reunification like it was in Soviet Union, and it was held a lot of summits, signed so many treaties on this agenda. But last few years, Putin really pushed Belarus into the hands of Russia. He wants to make Russia bigger, not only through the wars like with Ukraine or Georgia, but as well through, let's say, people's choice to become with Russia, which is not true because Belarusians don't really want to be with Russia, and all the polls show that Belarusians want to be independent. Yes, they're not all of them pro-European, that is true, but definitely the majority of Belarusians don't want to be under the Russian control, and that they don't feel like Russians. They're not Russians and they don't feel like Russians. So Lukashenko always traded with Putin all that questions. He got a lot of money, billions and billions of dollars actually, from Russia in different kind of bribes, and giving Putin a kind of nice words, a nice word that we are brothers and we will be united sometimes, and we are always welcoming Russians on our territory. And actually, Lukashenko gave the territory of Belarus for attack to Ukraine. That's true. So Putin managed to use Belarus as a platform for attack. So this visit of December 2020, everybody waited as something very important, because maybe some people predicted, some analytics showed that maybe Putin will be strong enough to crush Lukashenko and take Belarus through the diplomatic way, through the kind of reunification treaty or referendum, like referendums in Crimea or in that new regions of Russia. But what we see after this visit, that it was absolutely unsuccessful for Putin. Absolutely unsuccessful. Which is typical. Last time Putin has no successes at all. He lost the war, and actually what he could do, just bomb the civilians and civilian infrastructure, because he can do nothing with the Ukrainian army. He lost international community, so he doesn't have any allies around the world, and everybody think that he is very toxic person, and he's not invited to summits anymore, and his foreign minister Lavrov even cannot get to the summits because countries didn't allow his flight to come, air jet to come. So we see the terrible results for Putin in United Nations on all the votings and in the Security Council. So he lost international community, and now he's losing money because the price for oil and gas will be limited. And actually nobody would really like to buy it. If it will be any other opportunity, the country will choose other opportunity to buy oil and gas than Russian stuff. So Belarus could be for him a kind of victory if he managed to push Belarus in the same state with Russia. But Lukashenko doesn't want to lose his power. He is a dictator himself. And he understands that there is no possibility to be two dictators in one country. And if Putin will be successful in integration or curing of Belarus, the first thing that Putin definitely will do, he will get rid of Lukashenko. Why he need him? So that's why actually their meeting, which was quite long and intensive, was absolutely empty. When they come back to the press, to people, they could say nothing about what they really managed to talk about. They said that it was about like space, about like science, about like social something, economics, about nothing. Maybe there was a kind of military part which is not open for public and for press. Because the chief of Ukrainian army, Zelensky, said that Ukrainian awaiting of attack from Russia and Belarus in January 2023. So it's a big possibility, but they are ready. So maybe Putin tried to push Lukashenko's army to the war. If it's true or not, we will see in January and February. But I mean, this attack will be definitely a full disaster for Russians and Belarusians, even worse than it was in February, March of 2022. Definitely, it will be disaster. So that was interesting visit, but as I told you, absolutely unsuccessful, and that's good for Ukraine. So if you would like to help Ukraine, donate through our channel. We send all the money to official accounts in National Bank of Ukraine and platform United 24, and of course subscribe and share our videos. Thank you very much, and Slava Ukraini!